Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Strong and Steady class. I am Jen. Let's start with our dynamic stretching warm-up. So extend your arms out from your sides and start working into some small circles. Nice and relaxed. We're seated in our folding chair. We've got some dumbbells. That's about it. We're going to end today on the floor. So if you want to have a blanket or a mat, perhaps a little towel or a small pillow to support your head, that might be useful. But that's it. All right, good. And now work through some big circles. Okay, nice job. Continue with the big circles. I'm having a little bit of technical challenges here. There we go. Okay. Good. Big circles on the other side. Loosening up through the chest, shoulders and back. Good. And then we'll come to standing. And we'll place our hands on our hips and we'll hinge forward, warming up our hamstrings and glutes, working toward a neutral spine. So your back is nice and flat or neutral, as it were. We aren't rounding through our spine. Our nose is pointed straight at the ground as we get shoulders parallel to hips. And then once you feel good warmth there, then go ahead and cross your arms out in front, draw your belly button in, and we'll do some body weight squats. Good, working through your breath, drawing an exhale as you rise. Good. Excellent. Okay. So today's format is an EMOM format. So that means every minute on the minute. Our goal is to complete our repetitions within the confines of that minute, and then we rotate to the next exercise. So we may have some break time in there, we may not, based on how long it takes us to complete the exercise. Always remember, we want to be in good control. We don't want to rush through any movements. What will happen is if we don't finish in that minute, then we'll just go on to the next movement. So we got to have good transitions and know what's coming. So our first exercise is going to be an air squat with a lateral leg raise. So if you want balance, you can use a stick or you can use your folding chair. Now, if you use your folding chair out in front, I encourage you to stand behind it and you'll do a squat, balance on one leg, and raise and alternate. Okay, so use the chair for balance. Otherwise, you center your gravity over that standing leg and use your own core strength to stay balanced. Then we'll go into bent over reverse rows. So we'll be in a bent over position, drawing the elbows back. And then we have a split stance tricep kickback. So we'll keep those same dumbbells, get into a split stance with just a gentle hinge at the waist. So if you think about from heel to head, I'm at a straight line. We'll do tricep kickbacks, 10, and then stride forward and alternate and hold that split stance on the other leg. And we'll talk through about the importance of what's keeping us stable in that split stance. And the last one will be an elbow squeeze to press, okay? So we'll be standing in our shock absorbers and doing 20 elbow squeeze to presses, which is a lot. So be mindful. That one's gonna be good work in our shoulders. Okay, so we're starting with our air squat to lateral lunge, okay? We have 20 of them. Ready, steady, and go. Squat, center, raise. Good, that's 2. This is gonna go fast. The critical thing here, getting a good squat and be in balance. You don't have to raise that leg really far. Try and keep it parallel to the ground. Good. And that's 10, we're half done already. 1, 2. Good, weight in your heels, center of gravity. Excellent. 2 more. Last 2. Good. Okay, we have 10 seconds. So now we're going to reach for our dumbbells, our bent over rows. Okay, ready? Bend over, go. Elbows drawing to the ceiling. Keeping your body as still as you can. Drawing your belly button to spine. Being intentional. The work here is drawing the elbows up, using your back, slowly lowering with control. 9, 10, 10 more. Trying to keep your chest soft. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, all right, that's our 20. Now, in our split stance, we have a little bit of time to get into it. Nice long line, all right? So from heel to head, the same line, okay? You ready? Steady. 10, 2, elbows in, 3, 4. This is a lot for the back as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, talking about the lower half as we alternate our split stance. You want weight evenly distributed. So you have to have a bend in the front knee. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. Draw your feet together. All right, now 20 elbow squeeze to presses. This is really a lot. I am going to be mindful of that, and I'm going to choose a lower weight. Now, for those of you that don't have a lot of weights at home, go to no weights and make isometric. Okay, ready? Steady, squeeze, open, and press. And as I do this, I know that I'm going to get tired. So as I open, I try and relax just a little bit. Soften through my tops of shoulders. Even though I'm going to crunch them as I drive toward the ceiling, I want to relax through my upper traps as though there's a cool cascade going down the back of my neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower the dumbbells with control. Whew. All right, now going into our first round of cardio, Tabata, we have the icky shuffle. Okay, if you recall, icky shuffle, tap, 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 up. So we're moving from side to side. That inside leg, we're drawing that knee up, and we're going to try and draw it up with the oblique, force ourselves to pause for just a second, focusing on, do I have balance and center of gravity? Now, this can be a very quick footwork, keep the feet close to the ground sort of movement, just really fast. But that's not what we're going for. We're going for getting the feet off the ground. So we're not shuffling, all right? So we're gonna do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 4 times through. Okay, so with that, we're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap, tap, lift. Good. Focus on getting those feet off the ground as though you're hopping over a little stone that's on the ground, and then maybe a big stone as your inside leg comes up, drawn by the oblique. Okay, 10 seconds of rest. All right, 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Tap, tap, lift. Good. Keep it up. Good, 10 seconds. All right, I'm gonna start on the right side. So my initial footwork is gonna start with the left. Ready, steady, go, tap, tap. All right, I don't wanna hear any feet shuffling. Okay. All right, good. 10 more seconds and then we're done. One more round. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take it at the pace that you can manage. Just get your feet off the ground. All right, time. All right, nice job. Hopefully your heart rate is pumping a little bit now. We'll move on to the next round. Okay, so the next round we're gonna go into, we're gonna start with dumbbells, but we're gonna keep our chair nice and close. Okay, so only for the first element do we need our dumbbells. We're gonna be bent over again and do these front back arm swings. Making sure that we focus on that isometric hold. In the back, your palm is up. In the front, your palm is down. So it's good shoulders, anterior, posterior work. All right, then we have lateral lunges. So lateral lunges, ready, step out. Then we have chair hydrants, okay? So we're gonna do hydrant circles. We're gonna take a whole 20 on one leg and then 20 on the other, okay? So we're gonna work on drawing circles, ever graduating in size, 10 one way and then 10 the other, and then switch legs. Okay, so I'm finding my dumbbells for my bent over punches. Okay, you ready? Steady. We have 20 of them. Ready, steady, and go. Count what you got. 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4. Slow it down as it comes back to center. 8 and 10. Good, dumbbells down. Okay. Now we have about 15 seconds. I'm going to use a dumbbell for my lateral lunges, holding it to my chest, elbows in. Okay. All right, so I'm right here, ready to go, elbows in, engaging through my lats. Ready, steady, go. Now this is your hip opener that's going to kind of lead into our hydrant circles that are coming next. So be mindful. You're trying to soften through your hips as you lunge to the side. Good, keep your weight steady on your feet. Good, 10 more. Pushing off back to center. Excellent. I have 2 more after this. This is it, 19 and 20. Okay, 5 seconds. So set my dumbbell down, get my chair ready. I'm gonna be in a tabletop position, so nice flat back, flamingo a leg, ready, steady, go. So I'm drawing circles, 2, 3, 4, 5, with my kneecap, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Change directions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep your torso as still as you can, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, that was good. We have about 20 seconds left, so I'm going to turn my chair so I can be facing you and I can focus on my body setup. All right, wrists under armpits. Squeezing through my armpits to stabilize. I've got my leg ready to go in my flamingo. All right, neutral pelvis, steady, and go. Small circles, ever bigger. 3, 4, 5, 6, glutes and obliques, 8, 9, and 10. Change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay. Now, hopefully you have a nice burn going on in your glutes, right here on the sides, right behind your hips. Okay, a little bit in your obliques. Our next Tabata, which we're going to start in 20 seconds, is going to be a high march. Okay, so we're going to be working forward in your high march. I want those arms pumping and those knees coming up level to hips. All right, so get those arms pumping. We want to be working from the balls of our feet in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. March. Good. Belly button in, through, out. Thumbs going ear to hip, ear to hip. There you go. Bigger arm swings in concert with the legs. Good. Okay, time. 10 seconds. Good. Kind of find your rhythm there. The broader your arm strokes, the bigger, the higher your knees go. Ready? Steady. Let's go. Good. Balls of your feet. Hopefully you feel that your heels aren't ever making their way to the ground. Shoulders are level. Good. Okay. 10 more seconds. We got 2 more rounds. You're doing great. 3, 2, 1. Okay, pound it out. Not really pound it out. We're bouncing it out. That foot that's going into the ground is rebounding, bounding off of the earth. Plyometric force. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, 1 more round. Good work. Heart rate. Keep it going. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Good. 10 more seconds. Keep working. Shoulder blades down. Don't hunch. 5 seconds. Feet off the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Nice work. Okay. Next round. All right, we're going back to our chair. We have the first 3 things we're going to do with our chair. Okay, so we're going to do mountain climbers from the chair. So using our chair to give us a high plank. And it's like a march. So we're going to be contracting through our thighs, stabilizing with our core. Then we'll flip the chair around and we're going to work on RDLs. Now, to get through 20 in a minute is going to be tough. So that isn't our goal. We're going to be working for a whole minute on both sides, very likely, okay? And then we're going to sit in a demi squat and punch, okay? So we'll want to get a weight, not too heavy of a weight, but you want to get some weights. As you do those punches, we'll probably get through those 20 and you're going to feel it in your core, you're going to feel it in your chest and in your biceps. Okay, all that said, you should be good to go now, okay? So get over your chair, into your modified tabletop, okay, ready? Step back into your high plank, squeezing through your armpits. Ready, steady, let's go. Mountain climber. 2, 3, 4. I'm counting pairs here because we're doing so great. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Working from the balls of your feet. 6, 7. Shoulders and hips nice and stable. 9 and 10. Good. Okay, now let's spin that chair around. Okay, so we got hands up, right? We're gonna be lowering our chest toward the back of our chair on a single leg, okay? So right leg's gonna stay down. Let's go. This RDL, we're focusing on hamstrings and glutes. Dig your heel into the ground to drag you up. 6, 7, 8. Now, if you don't need the chair, 9, 10, that's great. But remember that your focus is, I'm trying to be totally in an elevated plank so the headlights are pointed down. Want to balance on that single leg. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. We got through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 2, 3, 4. Lowering your chest towards your chair. 2, 3. Focus on the back of the leg. Don't let that tension transfer to the outside of the leg. Then you know you're twisted. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. As I bend down, my back leg floats up. 5 more. 1, 2. Use your breath to come up. Exhale. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, good. Now we're in our punches. Okay, so you have your dumbbells. We're gonna get in a tiny squat. Ready, steady, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Lower the dumbbells with control. Almost felt like we should do another round of 20 because I was just starting to get warm in the chest. All right, so our Tabata, we're gonna do a lunge to a front kick, okay? So we'll do 2 sets on both sides. So we'll alternate, okay? Back and forth, back and forth. All right, lunge, supported by the chair, to front kick. All right, you ready? Okay, steady, step back, reverse lunge, front kick. Down and up, down and up. 4, 5, 6, think glutes. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. We're right at 20 seconds. 10 seconds off. Right, I'm switching. Ready, steady, let's go. 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Focus on your heels. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. All right, good. 20 seconds. 2 seconds to lunge to front kick. Okay, ready? Back to the other side. Ready, steady, and let's go. As you know, I like to count even when I'm in a Tabata, so I get a sense for, am I slowing down? 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, that was close. 5 seconds, last side. Ready, steady. All right, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, 5 more, 10 more seconds. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Woo, good work. All right, now, our last section, we're gonna be down on the ground, okay? So use your chair as you need to, get into a half kneel as you need to, or a walkout to get down to the ground. Now, we are gonna do some work here with dumbbells, okay? So we're gonna do an overhead hold. So here I go into my half kneel and then 2 kneel to get down to the ground. We're gonna do glute bridges with an overhead hold. So what does that mean? We're gonna stabilize dumbbells over our chest as we do our glute bridges, okay? So I want you to concentrate on holding that weight in your chest and your lats. It's not going anywhere, you're just holding it there. Then we're gonna stay in that stargazer pose, as I call it, and do around the worlds, okay? So what that is, if you think about what it is when we do snow angels, our arms are gonna be floating up off the ground, and we're gonna put light dumbbells in our hands as we draw our snow angels, but holding that dumbbell weight in our chest, okay, laying on the ground, all right? And then we have pullovers with a single leg raise, seated torso twists, okay. So let's go ahead and get into our glute bridge with an overhead hold. Okay, so I'm gonna get my dumbbells ready for what I have coming. Get my chair out of the way. Okay. All right, so I'm on my back and I have my dumbbells and I'm gonna extend them up over my chest, okay? And they're just gonna stay still right there. All right, now I'm gonna push through my heels, send my glutes up and my hips, okay? So we're gonna keep those dumbbells stable, okay? We have 20 of these bridges. Ready, steady, and go. Down and up. And I want you to think light in your toes, contracting hamstrings and glutes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your knees in line, parallel to your hips. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Lower the dumbbells with control. We have 10 seconds, so we're going to stay in the same supine position or stargazer position. Get your dumbbells palms up down by your side. Okay, ready? So they're going to float off the ground as we make snow angels. Ready, steady, exhale. 1, up overhead and down. 2, 3. Now you can have a teeny tiny bend in your arms so they aren't perfectly straight, because you want that weight to cascade down to your chest. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3. If it's getting heavy, try and stay with it or drop the weights. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And down by your sides. Okay, good work. Now our next movement, we're gonna have a single dumbbell, or I suppose you could do double, but we're gonna have one leg up, foot on the ground, and one leg's gonna be extended flat, okay? And we're gonna focus on a single leg raise. We're gonna raise our leg up to over our hip, engaging through our core. Simultaneously, we're gonna have a dumbbell extended, so our arms are extended over, and we're holding onto it through our lats, and we're gonna pull through, okay? So this is our arm movement, controlled by our lats. And here's our leg movement. So this is how it works together. Okay, you got it? So we'll do 10 leg raises on one side, 10 on the other. Okay, so focus on lats and low belly. Being aware of what your low back is doing, right? So now we have our Pilates brain on. We're breathing deeply into our low belly, protecting our lumbar spine. Okay, ready? Exhale, raise and pull through. 2, 3, do not let your back arch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, at 10, you'll switch legs. Extend the left leg, right knee goes up. 1, 2, breathe deeply, low belly. 3, 4. Imagine that contraction in your low belly is what's drawing the leg up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, lower the leg with control, lower the dumbbell with control. Now we're going to come into a seated position. Okay, so here we are seated, and I want you to extend your legs out from your hips. Okay, it doesn't have to be in a defined V. They are not held together. They are separated as much as you can comfortably do. And then I want you to think about moving the muscle tissue underneath your hips around so you can feel your sit bones. Okay, and then we're gonna sit nice and tall, so find that neutral spine. Okay, now what we're gonna work on here is torso twists, okay? So torso twists are an element that we might have worked on, you might have worked on before, but we're focused on creating a stable pelvis. So our pelvis is kind of stuck, right? It's gonna be very hard for us to move the pelvis. And as I twist, my focus is twisting through my obliques and rib cage, okay? So there's a couple ways that we can achieve this. We can cross our arms in front of our body, okay, and just hold our hands to our shoulders. So we can focus on twisting here. So we're working on pushing and pulling. Or we can create this little structure of rounded arms, okay? And I call these ballerina arms. This is nice, but I want you to focus, if you do have these ballerina arms, not elevating a shoulder blade, okay? So you see how that shoulder popped up? That will sometimes happen as we twist. We'll lift that shoulder up and round through that twist. And we don't want to round through our shoulders, we want to round through the rib cage. Okay, so we're going to do 10 pairs of this, as it were, okay? And so choose whatever you like. I will probably do some of each so you can get a sense for what it's like. Now remember, we're working on an exhale here, okay? So I want you to draw a breath into your chest and exhale, twist. Return. Good. 7, 9, and 10. Okay, now I am gonna do just a couple with my arms crossed. You can get a sense for that my shoulders are gonna be down. And I might not feel like I can twist as much, but I am focusing on the right areas because the shoulder that's going back, the lats and posterior deltoid are helping to twist that element of the shoulder back. And then our obliques are helping to twist toward the front. Okay, so that is our torso twist move. Now, as we move through our Pilates repertoire, torso twist is one of the exercises that we learn, and we try and take the elements of our legs out and stabilize the pelvis. The next building block on a torso twist is called a saw, okay? And so what we do with the saw is it's strengthening in our rotational movement, right? As we're rotating, we're focusing on a straight spine, wringing out the towel. But then as we do so I'm rotating toward my right foot, okay? My right pinky finger is gonna reach for my my left pinky finger is gonna reach for my right pinky toe. And imagine that I'm sawing off my pinky toe. And then my right hand is gonna extend behind me, palm up, just like when we're doing these front back punches, how when that hand goes back, the palm is up. Okay, so what we get out of this movement is extension. All right, so we're gonna extend through our lower back, we're gonna extend through our hamstrings. Now we're trying to melt forward, neutral spine, not a rounded spine. We aren't dropping our head and going here. We're trying to melt belly button through sternum toward that leg as well as we're able. Okay, ready? Okay, so we're starting here in our neutral, sit up nice and tall, ballerina arms. Exhale as we twist to the right. Exhale as we saw off the toe. Return to center. Exhale to the left. Exhale, saw off the left pinky toe. Return to center. Good, okay. So for those of you with tight hamstrings and a tight lower back, you're definitely gonna feel this. So as you get looser in those muscle groups, this movement will become easier. So this is one that improves over time as you improve in strength and flexibility. Exhale, saw, return to center. Exhale, rotate, exhale, saw. Exhale, long. Let's do one more on each side. Good. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do in this seated spot position is a spine stretch. Okay, so we were doing all that work from our neutral spine, right? Nice and tall. Now we're going to go into a spine stretch. We're going to try and lengthen between each vertebrae. So we'll go ahead, and if we have our fingers between our legs, we walk our fingers out just a little bit, and our head is rounded toward the ground, our chin's at our chest. And we're not reaching for the ground from our chest. Rather, we're drawing our belly button in and trying to get length between each vertebrae. Then let's peel back up to neutral. And then exhale into that same element. So belly button in, chin to chest. Walking ourselves out in an angle as the forehead pours toward the ground. Good, okay, and then back up to neutral. Now, I promised this, and so we're going to start it at the beginning. So with Pilates, there's a couple of positions that we work for or work from. We start with a completely, in Mat Pilates, stable position where we're on our back and our shoulders and hips are on the ground. We can also do that with our faces down. Okay, so not on our back, but on our bellies. So let's go ahead and try that, okay? So we're on our belly buttons, right? And let's go ahead and it's not have our feet positioned clinging together. Let's widen our feet so they're just a little bit wider than your hips. And I want you to go ahead and shake them out just a little bit because we want to make your legs in the beginning here as dead as possible. So we're not going to clench through our legs, okay? Now, here's where if you had a little towel to support your forehead, you might like that because we're going to go ahead and get into a neutral spine position. That means forehead down, okay? And you might feel like you're smushing your nose, okay? Then go ahead and bring your arms down by your sides. Now, the traditional teaching would be palms down. But if that's terribly uncomfortable for you, you can go ahead and rotate palms up, whatever is best for you. Okay, now I'm going to turn my head so I can speak. But what we're going to work on right now first is warming up our low belly, okay? So here, this is a lot different than laying on our back because our low belly doesn't descend, it lifts toward our spine. Okay, so with your inhale, breathe into the chest. And with the exhale, pelvic floor and transverse rise up the body and up to the spine to stabilize, and then rib cage closes. So the visual I like to give people as they work through that warm up is like you're picking up a tissue off a pile of tissues on your dresser. It's a very light grasp and lifting so you don't rip. Whether you're talking about Kleenex or tissue paper, you want to just gently be lifting one. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into the pelvic floor and low belly. And ideally, we're focusing on, okay, now I can't feel my belly into the mat anymore. I feel my hips. I feel my sternum. I can feel my rib cage close at the top of my exhale. But I'm now making my shallow bowl, but my shallow bowl of my belly is an inverted jello mold. Okay, you ready? Now, as you do that, you're focusing on trying not to clench with your glutes, with your butt. Your pelvis is neutral into the mat. Try to not squeeze through your chest. Inhale through your chest. And exhale, pelvic floor and transverse. Rib cage closes. Now, with arms at your side, we're going to change. We're going to add a little bit, okay? So what we're going to add onto actually is into our legs, okay? So right now, our pelvis is into the mat. And we're going to work on floating a leg off the ground, okay? But we're not going to contract through the quad to float the leg off. We're going to work through our exhales, making sure we have our core engagement. And then we're going to contract through our hamstring. Okay, so visualize your hamstring is the rope that's on the top of your leg right now as you lay there. And you're going to slowly contract through the hamstring as you exhale. And you're going to float your right leg off the ground, maintaining both sides of your pelvis into the mat like anchors. Okay, ready? Inhale into the chest. And exhale, low belly, nice and tight. Right hamstring floats the right leg up and back down. If you feel tightness in your low back as you do that, I want you to activate through your transverse even more. So imagine that your core is that tube of toothpaste that you're squeezing. One more with the right leg. And then we'll switch to the left leg. Ready? Inhale into the chest, exhale, pelvic floor, transverse rib cage, hamstring. We initiate our exhale before we begin our movement, so your core is engaged. Good. Okay, now let's change directions a little bit and let's go to our upper body. Okay, so our arms are at our side and our fingertips are reaching toward our toes, right? As we exhale, we're going to lengthen our fingers away and our hands are going to float up off the ground. Okay, just tiny movements at first. Okay, so almost like we're floating on the surface of the water. Okay, so inhale into the chest. Exhale, pelvic floor, transverse rib cage. And your arms float up off the ground, drawn by the lat, so then they're parallel to the earth. Exhale and float. And focus on drawing those arms off of the ground, pulling from your back. So arms are close to your sides, lats are contracting and tightening to float the arms off the ground. Okay, once you have the hang of that, they float up and down with your exhale and inhale. Then we'll add in a head float with that. Ready? And it's just a float. Your nose should still be face down, right? You're just floating your head off the ground very gently, still maintaining a cervical neutral. Exhale. And what are we working on here? We're working on perfecting core engagement with additional work, right? Okay, so your focus number one is pelvic floor, transverse rib cage every time. And then adding in some work, we're intentional about it, what muscles we're using. But the point of precision first is preserve your core, strengthen your core. Okay, ready? Try it again. Good. Okay, now the next level, what we'll try is floating our arms so they're at our sides. Let's go ahead and rotate them palm down. And this will be our last element. We'll exhale and float them over the surface of the water using our back muscles until they get to overhead or as close to overhead as you can achieve. And then we'll pause, grab our inhale, and then we'll exhale. And again, focusing primarily on that low belly work and then float our arms back down by our sides, okay? All right, so you ready? Inhale through the rib cage. And then exhale, float. Arms drawing up overhead. And rest at the top. Inhale into the chest. And exhale and float. Good, let's take one more. Inhale into the chest. Exhale, float. In angel arm. Rest. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into the low belly. And float. Good. Okay, so what we've gone over today are the two basic building blocks of the belly work that we do in Mat Pilates. Where it goes from there is as we get better and better and are consistently tightening and contracting through that low belly, then we can add in working those two elements contralaterally, simultaneously, all the different ways that we can put top half and bottom half together and still ensure stability and core engagement. Okay. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye.